TV. And with that, let's do the flag salute. Amy, would you lead us?
Please join me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Daniels.
Here.
Councilmember Fox. Councilmember Slowey.
Present.
Vice Mayor Bruins.
Present.
And Mayor Miller.
Present. And next item is the video statement.
So tonight's meeting of the Citrus Heights City Council is cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast, Consolidated Communications, and AT&T UVerse cable systems. This meeting is closed, captioned, and webcast at citrusheights.net. Tonight's meeting replays on Monday, January 15th at 9 a.m., and then again on Wednesday, January 17th at 9 a.m. on Channel 14, and a DVD copy is available for checkout from any library branch.
Thank you, Ms. Van. Any changes to the agenda? If not,
Move approval. Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The agenda is approved unanimously. Next item, Ms. Van.
Our next item is presentation number 4, recognition of outgoing Mayor Jeff Slowey.
Okay, well, I think that falls to me, and I know, Jeff, you don't like a lot of pomp and circumstance, so I'll keep it short and sweet.
Perfect.
I just really wanted to thank you. You know, last year, we had some good times and we had some sad times, and you were rock solid through it all. Now, I know you had a lot of practice with anniversaries, because I think you were mayor for the 10th, 15th, and now the 20th, so maybe we can get someone new in there for the 25th anniversary. Anyway, thank you very much. You're a good leader, and I just wanted to open it up to any of the other council members. Al?
Yes, thank you very much for your guidance, your help as I got started along this path. I really appreciate the time that you have taken and spent with me, and for the direction that you gave me in some of the areas that as I was trying to learn how things go. So I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Brad?
Yeah, same thing. I think we said some things last meeting
Yeah.
too that I'll just say ditto to that. You're a strong leader, and people know that you're in charge when you're in charge. And I think that's actually good, and thank you for doing it. I didn't realize the 10, the 15, the 20, and that's pretty special.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you.
How'd you pull that off?
Timing.
Believe me, if I could go back and undo a couple of those, I would.
Well, I'll just say it's always a pleasure to serve under your leadership, and thank you for a good year.
Now, we have a couple tokens of our appreciation, and I'd love to take full credit for this, but Jennifer Tillery put together a nice little
A book.
coffee table book.
It's about me.
I got a chance, well, I was halfway through it when you walked in, so
Oh, okay.
I stashed it, so you.
No, this is good because I don't really have any space on my wall for anything else. So, cool. I will have to look at it.
No, you spoke
and,
too
get
soon.
back to-
You're gonna have
oh.
to make a little room to display this in a
Okay.
prominent location. And this is in recognition of Jeff Slowey successfully completing your 3rd term as mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And least we not forget, you know, we wouldn't be here without the support of our loved ones. And we wanted to make sure that Lori knew that she was loved. And if you take these home to her, I knew she couldn't be here tonight.
Yeah, she had knee surgery, so I'm playing the doctor. But thank you. I was really hoping these were for her, not for me.
Yes.
So,
Well, hopefully she gets well soon, gets
Yeah.
up and walking.
and Jennifer, thank you. I will look through it and give you my feedback after.
Great job. Okay, on to the next item. Thank you, Jeff.
The next item is comments by council members and regional board updates.
Okay, who wants to go first? Brett?
I'll go first. Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Jeff?
All right, I won't be quite that quick, but I will try. So SACOG met last night, or last month, nothing earth-shattering. Finance Committee did meet to get a budget update. We'll be getting that as the council next meeting or in February? Soon? Okay. All right. For those of you who don't have anything going, a week from tomorrow, the Chamber is having their installation dinner on the 19th. As you probably all know, we're entering crab feed season. First one that I'm aware of is next Saturday, the 20th, Kiwanis and Seroptimus
That's always a good one.
crab feed, and then the Rotary's having one February 10th. But I did want to spend just a minute and talk about a field trip that Jeannie, myself, the Chief of Police, and City Manager Boyd, and Assistant to the City Manager Kathy Cooley went on, and a couple of officers and our commanders. We went to the PSA, which is the Public Safety Academy down in Fairfield. And it's a partnership with the Fairfield-Sassoon Unified School District. And it's a very interesting concept. It's one of three. It's actually was the second one in the state, but there's a total of 3 of them now. And it's a different concept around academics, school, and how kids learn. And I think, when I look at the San Juan Unified School District, overall good district, but we are the only incorporated city within that district. So if we want to see anything different or put some, pressure, if you will, around test scores, which in my opinion could be higher for the district, it really has to come for us. And, the city will probably have to take the lead. And this was one step to introduce them to it. But there was 790 kids involved in this school, and it's even though it's run by the school district, the emphasis is on public safety, i.e. police, fire, EMT, et cetera. And it was just amazing to get there at 7 in the morning and see 790 kids lined up on what they call the parade ground. All standing at attention, saying yes, sir, no, sir, to the teachers and us. I'm thinking, how could I get my grandkids in this? It was just very amazing, and the school district, it's only 6 years old, and the school district is now actually spending money by building new facilities on the campus, so they've bought into it, where we heard from school district members that they weren't necessarily 100% bought into it in the beginning. So I think this is something that we're going to spend some more time on and talk to the other council members about, but I wanted to thank both former Chief Boyd and current Chief Lawrence for pushing this, because to me, I see it as a potential opportunity within our city to make our school districts and our schools better in town. So,
Very good.
done.
Thank you. Al?
Thank you. Sac Metro Cable did not meet since our last meeting here at the City Council. I attended the Sacramento Association of Realtors Award Luncheon and the installation of their new officers the other day. A great group of folks, good turnout. Several of the leaders from Sac County, Sac City, Elk Grove, and Folsom also attended. It was interesting to see the dedication and the effort these realtors put into the business of selling our communities, of putting our communities out there for new people coming into the area to see. And they've got some good ideas, and they're always looking to the cities and the county for some type of help and support in terms of giving them ideas that we want to have put forward. And so I think in the near future, we may see a few of those folks reach out to us and want to talk about how can they better market Citrus Heights. And with the upcoming some of our projects, I think that they're going to be very interested and committed to spending the time with us. We had a grand opening today, ribbon cutting for Sam's Wheels and Tires. It's located on Greenback near Auburn. It's the older or former American Tire store. The Chamber of Commerce had their ribbon cutting today. I met with the owner, and they took photographs there. It looks like it's going to be a nice operation, a family operation. It's been cleaned up. The gentleman that we met that owns the place has taken very good care of it in getting his business set up, and he's very interested in being part of the community. So I think that's going to work real well for us. We had the Sacramento Transportation Authority Board meeting today, the election of officers, and then we had, it's the CTC, the California Transportation Commission's funding of projects that are part of a partnership program. We don't have anything up in our area in Citrus Heights or on the north end of the county, but there are several on the south end, and we had to prioritize sixth of those that we've identified, and we went through that today. And it's mostly we're trying to focus on projects that are going to really ease congestion as much as we can and open up on the roads that are highly used. And one of them will be Hazel Avenue, which you all know is continually a mess because of the construction and everything. But that construction is now finishing up Phase 2. We'll be going into Phase 3. And it will be a pretty good thoroughfare from the Placer County line all the way to Highway 50. The other one was a downtown grid 3.0. It's doing some changing and some reorganization of the streets and everything down in the city of Sacramento. White Rock Road is on the list from Sunrise out to, it's Grant Line Road, and then South Watt Avenue, south of 50, and then Alberta Road improvement here on the north end. So those are the projects that are listed as our priorities. We've submitted those to CTC, and we'll see how they fund those. And then the last thing that the most interesting part of my holiday time was my ride along New Year's Eve with the Citrus Heights Police Department. I rode the night shift with Officer Moranson. I had an interesting time. And just seeing how the community, you hear about it, it's a war zone out there, and all the guns and all the firecrackers. Actually pretty quiet except for a small frame of time. And we had several responses, but watching how the officers respond, how they attend to the calls that we get and how they're prioritized and how they work, just reminds me of the efficiency and the excellence of the department and what they do for us. And that's mine.
Thank you, good report. Jeannie.
Thank you. I just want to, before I go into the rest of my report, tag on to what Jeff was saying about our trip. One of the things, I think a very significant takeaway we had from that trip was these kids, this part of the school district was at the bottom of their test scores. They were doing very poorly, and they are now the second highest school in their district based on this curriculum and this program. And I just want to echo his remarks, what a phenomenal experience it was, what mature, well-rounded kids, and they were ethnically mixed. In fact, there were more minorities than there were non-minorities. And the program starts with the fifth grade, and it's fifth through 12th grade. So it's a very, and they're graduating they graduated?
Yeah, first
They
class.
graduated their first class last year, or this year? Last year, okay. So it was an amazing experience to observe, and be interesting to see what, we had one school board member with us and some senior staff members, and hopefully we'll be able to work in the future with them to bring a concept like this in Citrus Heights. Okay, sanitation board met yesterday, first meeting since December, and we elected a new chair, which is Patrick Kennedy, who's a county supervisor, and then Patrick Hume from Elk Grove is the vice chair, so he'll take over next year. We had a quarterly report on the Echo Water project, so things are moving along there, pretty much on schedule and within budget, so that's good news. And then we also approved a wastewater operating agreement and service contract between Regional San and Placer County, which does have an effect on Citrus Heights because we have some parcels to the very north of our city that actually flow into the sewer lines flow into Placer County, and so it's good that this got approved. And then finally, we had an update on Regional San, which are the smaller pipes. Their long-term fiscal plan, they've done very, very well. We've restructured some of our bonding and buried some of our debt in advance and looking at 4 to 5 years before there'd be any rate increases. And given the reserves they have now, all current and future projects in the foreseeable future are being cash flowed. So that's very good news. And some of the things that I did over the holiday season is I went to the SOAR Neighborhood 10 and Lions. They partnered up and had their annual Christmas potluck, which was a lot of fun. And every year when they do this, they have a wishing well, and people put in their little sticky notes of their wishes. And they all got handed to me at the end of the night, and they're red, of course. Some of them were for, global peace and things like that. But some of them were suggestions that were brought back down to home, and so I went through them and encouraged through Jana Karpinski-Costa, who of course is the president of SOAR, a couple of the things that I thought they could actually act on, and it would be a viable project for them to bring with their grant money to the city in this or the next round. Also attended the Citrus Heights Community Marching Band's Christmas party, which is always fun. It just reminds me of what a close-knit, family-like group of people they've become, and how they encourage each other, they teach each other, and all for the benefit of our community and for the betterment of the lives of the people that are involved. I think most of us went on the police department's gift caravan to the community. That's always a fun thing to do at Christmas time, where we give away presents to needy families. And then between Christmas and New Year's, I joined other board members from the Police Activities League, and we took a bunch of PAL kids, 45 to be, give or take a child or two, to the Trade Museum for the day, which is the annual Christmas vacation field trip, and then down in Old Sac, and then trucked them all down to Round Table Pizza for lunch, and I think it takes Round Table a couple days to recover from that. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Jeannie. Well, I'm very excited to hear about, oh, sorry. Thank you, Jeannie, and I'm very excited to hear about this academy, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to learning more about it. I didn't do much over the holiday season except grow a beard, and I meant to have it shaved by tonight, but speaking of sewers, mine backed up in the house, so
TMI.
quite a day, and I'm very thankful for plumbers. Did not have any regional boards, and we did meet as the Finance Committee for the mid-year report, but I did want to bring up next week, next Thursday on the 18th, Supervisor Frost will have a community meeting here at City Hall at 6 p.m. And I think that's it. So let's move on to the next item.
The next item is public comment, and members of the audience may address the council on any item of interest to the public and within the council's purview, or on any agenda item before or during the council's consideration of the item. If you wish to address the council during the meeting, fill out a speaker identification sheet and give it to myself, city clerk. When you're called upon to speak, step forward to the podium and state your name for the record. Normally, speakers are limited to 5 minutes each, with 30 minutes being allowed for all comments, and any public comments beyond the initial 30 minutes may be heard at the conclusion of the agenda, and the mayor has the discretion to lengthen or shorten the allotted times. And at this time, I do not have any speaker sheets.
Anybody wishing to speak tonight? We do, did you fill out a speaker card?
No, I didn't. My first time here, so I.
Well, come on up and let us know your name, and then if you'd fill one out for the record, I'd appreciate it. We'll get you a copy of the speaker card.
Here, sir.
Oh,
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Arthur on the spot. Good evening.
Hi there. First time at the meeting, so I'm not sure about the protocol for everything, so. I've been living in Citrus Heights over the last 20 years, probably 15 out of 20 years. And I see an increasingly growing problem with homeless, et cetera, with Rush Park. I live near there. I'm not here to complain. I'm here to find solutions. You guys are the leaders for our city. So I'm coming to you saying, what can we do? How can we approach this? I'm not saying kick them out. I'm saying, how can we help them? Whether it's help them get the resources they need or help them, trying to do this in good etiquette, help them go wherever they need to go. I have an 8 and a 10-year-old. We help them a lot. We feed some of them. Never give them money, but at the same time, we go to Walmart, we live near Wendy's. There are a lot of people out there, and our intent with some of the people that I've spoken to is can we do a benefit? Can we help them? I don't know what resources are available. Where can we send them when I see them? That's really what I'm looking for.
Oh, good. And really, we're not supposed to have a two-way discussion, but I will say this. We have Citrus Heights Heart, which is the homeless assistance resource team, and they are beginning to do a winter shelter. We need volunteers. We have a navigator program that helps steer the folks that want help to get help, and so we're aware of it. We're trying to make the effort. Some, don't want help, but if that's one of the reasons why we asked you to fill out the speaker card. If you'd like to get involved, I could steer you in the right direction. So
That would be awesome.
I'll get a hold of you after the,
Okay,
probably tomorrow.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for stepping forward.
Steve?
Yes, Brett.
The homeless issue continues to be a big problem, and we continue to have people come and speak to us. And maybe we ought to think about a way if we could update our efforts at our meetings. And then that way, maybe the public knows the things that we are doing, things that are available. Because I'm glad the gentleman came, but basically his issue was the same issue that, again, people have brought to us. And so
Yeah.
it's an indication that there is a lack of information out to the public about what we can and what we do. And so just something to think about, maybe a short report, either one council meeting a month or each council meeting where we've indicated how many people we've contacted, what we've been able to do, and maybe something like that could be helpful.
Thank you, Brett. We'll discuss that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. And if that's it for public comment, we can move on to the next item.
So the next item is consent calendar items 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Okay, is there any issues or a motion to approve?
I would move the consent calendar if nobody wishes to pull anything.
Second?
There is a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The consent calendar passes unanimously. And next item, public hearing.
And there are none under public hearing. So the next item is number 11 on the regular calendar, and the subject is appointments to regional boards and committees. So the Citrus Heights City Council represent the city on various regional boards and committees throughout Sacramento County as part of their duties as council members. And each January, the mayor makes appointments to the regional boards and local committees. 4 of those regional boards require appointments by a formal resolution adopted by the city council. And I do have, for ease of the council member, the list of those regional board appointments. So these are you see here on the screen. And staff is recommending that the city council adopt the 4 resolutions, which would appoint members to the Sacramento Metropolitan Air Quality Management District, the Sacramento Area Sewer District, and Sacramento Regional County Sanitation District, the Sacramento Transportation Authority, and the Sacramento Area Council of Governments.
Okay, we see the list of names up there. Is there a motion to approve those?
I would move exactly what Amy just said.
Second?
Motion is second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So those appointments are approved, and if there's no complaints or protests, and I think we're going to go through the liaisons with local entities and the ad hoc subcommittees.
Yes, so here are the list of the mayor's proposed appointments, and I'll turn it over to the mayor to announce those.
Well, as you can see, we've got myself and Mr. Daniels to the Chamber of Commerce, Ms. Bruins and Mr. Slowey to the Education and Community Programs. Sac Metro Fire would be Mr. Slowey and Mr. Fox, Intergovernment Relations, myself and Mr. Daniels, and Sunrise Marketplace, Ms. Bruins and Mr. Fox. And of course, I have to go to the Mayors and Board Chair Forum Collaborative, and Ms. Bruins is my backup on that.
And then
moving
the
on.
last of the appointments are the council, the ad hoc subcommittees.
So I've asked Mr. Slowey to join me on the Finance Committee. There hasn't been much changes. I do believe in continuity. Quality of Life is Ms. Bruins and Mr. Fox. Legislative is Mr. Daniels and myself. Law Enforcement will be Mr. Fox and Mr. Slowey. And I would like to add one more committee, and I think you have that. I think there's a growing need with what's going on with the Senate Bill 1 and regional transit and some transit issues and other funding issues. So as needed, I've added the transportation infrastructure, and that'll be myself and Mr. Fox. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, those are my appointments.
Thank you.
Next item?
The next item is department reports, of which there are none. Next item is city manager items, and there are none. Next item is items requested by council members or any future agenda items.
Mr. Slowik.
Just one, and I
Bless you.
wanted to follow up on Brett's comments. You know, we have a full-time navigator, and I think going forward, we should probably talk to our navigator and incorporate maybe quarterly for, you know, to get a report back from our navigator, plus let the public see who our navigator is, and maybe at that point, we can kind of incorporate, you know, if there's other things going on in the city that we need to tell the public, because there does kind of seem to be a theme that people are coming to talk about homelessness. I mean, I think we all know it's increased. We know the police department's working hard on it, but I do think for the money that we're, and the good results we're getting for the navigator, we need to pass that along to the public, exactly what we're doing, so.
That's a good idea.
Also, at the same time, take that opportunity to verbally tell the public what resources are, what we do, you know, what resources are available, so that when they do see, if you, like this gentleman here, if you are personally interacting with the homeless people, you can direct them to the proper department within the city, so that we can then work with them and help facilitate whatever needs they have. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, good ideas. Well, with that, I have nothing else.
27 minutes?
We are adjourned.
History.
No.
Beginning of the year, right?